Hello everyone, this is the lovely Miss Dime, and I really have missed doing videos because I had just been doing audio only with pictures and music because I got inspired by a tutorial by Pink Elephant. Thank you, Pink Elephant. The Tin Men sent that tutorial to me via Yahoo Instant Messenger because I wanted to know how to do that, and Jamash also helped me with it in giving me some tips on how to operate Windows Movie Maker, because the most recent Windows Movie Maker that comes on Windows 7 doesn't give you the option of manipulating it the way the older version Windows Movie Maker 2.6 does. So I had to download the old version and work with that. But thank you to all the brothers who assisted me in that. It was very nice of you, and I appreciate it very much. Also, I'd like to thank Art of Treasury for the lip gloss package that she sent me. I am loving my chocolate lip gloss with the different tints. I'm wearing it right now. Thank you, girl. I'm enjoying it so much, and I didn't know there were other glosses in there besides the chocolate ones. I have tried the clear one that you sent, and believe me, before the week is out I'm gonna try the rest. You can never have too much lip gloss. But I just wanted to touch on parenthood today. I'm not a parent. I personally think I'm too young. I'm not in a financial situation to support a child. I'm not married, and just me having a child out of wedlock is just out of the question. I want to do things the correct way if, and it's a big if, I become a parent. I think that parenthood is one of the most important roles in life, and I think that I weep for this generation and the generations hereafter because of the type of parents that are giving birth. We have parents who are not emotionally equipped to be parents, and they still have a adolescent mindset, and they pass that same sophomoric nature to their children. And it's not saying that all adolescents are sophomoric, it's just saying it's basically they're coming from a teenage logical development stage in life where they're not equipped to make those important adult responsible decisions. And there's certain reasoning and foresight that some teenagers don't have, that people who have passed the formal operation stage, you can read up on that and type in Piaget's theory of cognitive development, and you can find that. I don't believe everything that researchers and psychologists say is the gospel, but there is some merit to his theory, and you might want to check that out. But me personally, if I were to be a parent, I realize that that is a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week, rest of your life job. It's not, you can't take holidays from being a parent, and it's not something that stops once the child reaches 18. You do become more of a guide and less of the authoritative figure in the person's life, that you don't dictate to them as adults and things like that. You are there for consult and comfort, but you are not. It's the dynamic of the relationship changes as the person ages. And for me, if I were a mother, I think that I would want to be very nurturing, very loving, very caring actively involved. My career at that point would come second to the parental responsibilities. I think that that's paramount. Kids need to know that their parents are there for them. Involve your kids in extracurricular activities. Expose them to good things, like take kids out to nice restaurants, nice vacations, etc. So when a man or woman does that for them, they're not impressed by that and not in a situation where, ooh, that person must really care for me because they've done all that. Because it's a very dog eat dog world out there, and people need to prepare their children for the world that we face. Going out there with delusions like it's a Pollyanna novel will not prepare you for life. And there needs to be a balance between nurturing and giving people practical skills, because it's sad to me to see so many adults that do not have not been socialized well and don't know how to function in society. I think that's a responsibility of both parents, and it should not just be on either the man or the woman. Both parents need to be active, and that's probably why the likelihood of me becoming a mother is small, because I would want to make sure that the father is present and he takes the role of parenthood as seriously as I do. And with the pickings out there nowadays, I don't think so. And if I were to conceive, I would want to make sure that that man has the traits and is capable of running a household and being the spiritual head. If he's not, then it's not going to be compatible. I would not bring a child into the world in a dysfunctional situation where the person has slave mentality and their mindset is not right. I would seek to educate my children, not just in European concepts of education, but in the aspect of being African American, the pride that you should have, and the love of who you are. I would also emphasize that we have a united front, that our kids don't see us constantly bickering, constantly being dysfunctional, and my children will never witness me talking down to their father or anything, because children learn what they live. And I wouldn't want my son feeling that his mother hates men and having a hate relationship toward me, internalizing that, and then going out in society having negative relationships with women, being a misogynist, being a domineering, abusive type of person, and or just being an all downright player. A lot of men that do that are hurting because of some negative relationship with the primary female figure in their life, which is their mother. And rather than deal with those issues, they turn out to be very mean people. But some of those people aren't mean per se, they're just hurting. And I would want to raise a son to understand that he is a prince and he's special and beautiful. And I would tell him every day that he was beautiful and special. So when some girl comes around flouncing around him and may not mean him any good, he's already been validated at home. So validation from other people would not faze him. And I would want to raise him to understand that there are scandalous women out there, and everything that glitters isn't gold. The girl may look like a Halle Berry, but you check out the personality, do your homework on the family background and dynamic before you pick a person. And with my girls, The girl would probably be my pride and joy, especially if she turned out to be like me, girly and full of energy, don't take any mess, intelligent. I would just, she would really be a princess in my eyesight, because I love being female. For when we're in our correct state, I love females just for the sisterly bond. And I think it's important for women to have that positive mother-daughter relationship where you can, no matter what age you are, you can come to your mother and discuss anything under the sun. I would want to be an active parent. It's not about being in the club 24/7. Be at home taking care of your responsibilities. The minute that you have a child, it's not about you anymore. It's about the welfare of the person that you gave birth to, and trying to make sure they're the best and most productive individuals in life. And my child rearing strategies would come mostly from the Bible, and I would try to read some parenting books and literature to kind of help me understand child development and look for things that may be developmental delays, and get help if needed for things before they become big problems. Because a lot of people, parents, do not want to face certain realities about their children, that they may have emotional disturbances or learning disabilities or some other obstacle, because sometimes parents internalize that like it's their fault instead of seeking help for the children. And I'm family oriented, so I know if I became a mother, I would read to my children, and not just any old books. I would make sure that it is something that will stimulate them intellectually and is culturally relevant, that there would be some characters in the book that look like them. They would be playing with toys that resemble them, so that they have a certain sense of pride and something that they can identify with. And I would not be counting on the media to raise my children. Beyonce and 50 Cent aren't supposed to be raising people's children. They're supposed to be taking responsibility and spending the time. We may have maybe on a Friday night,